And just be able to, like yesterday, I got cilantro, I got parsley, I got all the beautiful rosemary, I got thyme, I got all these beautiful herbs, and I've laid them on by my windowsill. Yeah. And so when I cook, I feel like I'm in my own farm. I just go and clip,
Awesome.
and then put them in my food. You know that feeling? There, I
Yeah,
love it. And I
yeah,
think, oh yeah,
totally.
she's got a little herb garden going on, and I get to water it every day to make it sure it's fresh. Yeah, and I put it in the fridge, and I make sure I bring it out. So it gives that feeling, you know. And that's the beauty, I think, about what we're going for is the feeling. It doesn't have to be the actual carrot reality of having what you want in that time, but the feeling of allowing that little bit of that momentum of where you want to go, the structure of what you're choosing. So yeah, when I make my eggs, there will be organic farm from my backyard, made specially for you, all of you. I love that, right? It's so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome, you know. Yeah. And with exercise, if you don't mind me bringing into that understanding too, a lot of people have a different perspective. That all go for cardio, go for this, go for that. But in the end of the day, cardio is not something that burns fat. It helps the heart rate, and it's very good for your body and to release and to move. But it actually stores fat. So this is why the workouts have to be a little smarter in a way of you can do less for more. Like you can do a 7 minutes workout and get as a half an hour to 45 to an hour run. You won't believe it. It's a known fact.
Yeah.
So this is also, because people go, oh yeah, you got to run for this amount of time. You got to do exercise for this amount of time. No, you don't.
Yeah.
And that's where people have resistance to. They don't want to do that because they don't have time, but they don't get to even start, So when you just get to start and tell the brain, listen, this is just going to be fun. It's just 5-10 minutes. And then when you do that 5-10 minutes, you land up doing, 15. And that's enough. You follow?
Yeah.
It's a really, really it just gives that space, and then you start feeling good. And that's the anchor that you want to feel. And that will bring you back and keeps bringing you back.
Right.
Yeah. And it's a cycle. And then you go into a habit form and go, oh, I'm doing it. I used to think, dreading it. And now I'm just doing it. That's practice, That's practice.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But it's still about learning what's beneficial for you.
Absolutely. And that takes time.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because your body's changing all the time. Your body's changing.
Yeah. The big thing is about learning to pay attention to your own, to your own rhythms.
Darling. Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah.
And that's what people haven't learned how to do. Generally.
Yeah. Of course. Because we're so bombarded by so much in the health industry, they're pumping. It's all money making too, right?
Well,
I just had a diagnosis of
it's being herded like cattle or sheep.
Yeah, it's like exactly. But then when you know that your body wants to heal, your body is a healing machine. It wants to heal. That's how powerful you are. When you tap into that and you speak to the pituitary glands and the brain stems and all the muscle memories and all that, you can tap into all your cells and just allow yourself to say, that's what I'm choosing. This is what I want to feel. You get into it and you take the obvious action. Then you're anchoring it again. And that's when the body says, yes, now you want that. It's the program. You get the program, you program. And then you go, I'm doing it.
So
and
do you teach that?
Cool.
Do you teach that in your yoga classes?
Of course. Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, and I'm also a product of it. I'm not just speaking it because I'm not looking the part. I look the part. I mean, let's just face it. Bye, my sweetheart. And that's not arrogance,
Have a good day, Charles.
They're saying have a good day, Charles. It's a lifestyle, And that's where I also used to play very like small, because I didn't want to shadow anybody. I didn't want to make them feel uncomfortable. But that's also, people feel very uncomfortable around me because my body speaks. And I'm not speaking like over speaking now. I'm speaking truth. You know, I used to be very uncomfortable with people, especially women, when they come around me, they're very conscious and they start speaking about their health. They start speaking about, oh, what they're going to eat, what they're this, and I don't say a word. It's like my body speaks, because that's what they're looking at, they want. And they haven't got it. So obviously they're insecure. It's a natural, it's human. We're speaking natural now. We're going to just speak open here. They're insecure. So now they feel insecure. Then they feel like either they receive me or they reject me. They won't talk to me at a table, for example. But then when they get to know me a little later, then they just like, only if I just like got out of my ego and said, hey, hi, you know, my name is so-and-so. I like to talk to you. Because that's what happens all the time. I receive it all the time. And that's what gives me the space now to feel comfortable with myself. Yeah, because I'm not here to make anyone uncomfortable. So I just allow myself to know that this is my choice. This is what I'm choosing. And that's where the energy just speaks for itself. And that's why when people come into a class, they know that that's what they're going to receive. You know, they're going to get inspired. They're going to get motivated. They're going to do things that are uncomfortable, but it's that pushing through, you know, because they know, as I have prepared and educate, the tension is good. We want tension. It seeks resolution. You want to be uncomfortable. It's going to hurt. I tell them, I don't tell, oh no, this is going to be just a walk in a park. It's going to be easy. No, you're going to sweat. You're going to feel like you want to give up. You're going to go, no, I'm not doing this. And I just like push. And I think that to me is that I want to do in every aspect of my life. Because that, I feel, that is very, very encouraging. You know, it's very
So would you say you're attracting people that that have similar rhythms to yours then?
They attract me because that's what they want. You know, you only attract what you are and what you give out. But because it's basically a mirror. It's a mirror reflection, because everything that people are showing you, it's basically what they're choosing for themselves. So I know when somebody's in a big room class that they're doing it because they want to do it. They're there because they know. And that's why I say it's a practice. And the more you do it, the better you're going to become. And every time you come, it's going to be different, because your body is different. Every time you do it, your body's different. It's changing all the time. Some days you're flexible, some days you're not so flexible. Sometimes you got the energy, sometimes you haven't got. And that's when I give permission to tell. If you are now literally low energy and feeling tired, sit. Just sit. Lie down, you know? Give yourself that break. But you cannot leave the room. You've got to hold the tension. And that's why I prepare before and end, that I make certain suggestions. One thing is to stay in the room, to stay in the heat, because you are then training your body more better to know that you don't have to do all 26 poses, because we do it twice. Every pose we do twice. And so they stay in the room. They stay in the room.
Yeah.
And then they come back. And then, you know, they feel better. And then they give me the report back and go, oh, Nikki, yesterday or 2 days ago, oh, it was so, and look at me now. I go, yeah. And that's the momentum. And and they get results. They start seeing results. Their body starts getting a little stronger. They get more energy. They feel great afterwards, you know. But in the process of doing it, you can see it in their faces.
Yeah.
If I look at their faces, I go, oh my God,
Yeah, there's
it's
a little
like,
anguish there, huh?
oh, it's like, oh, and oh, it's like, it's heavy, but I just keep the tension.
I don't know how they've been measuring this, but over the past number of years, I know they have a frequency number for the for mammals and like for the animal kingdom and that kind of stuff. But generally, like the general frequency of different animal groups like that has just been steadily rising over the last number of years, and it's not by very much of the time, but over time it's been quite a bit.
Well, I just love.
I mean, that's kind of an adaptation that's happening.
Yeah. I hear that.
And I think the Schumann resonance, which is actually the resonance of the Earth itself, is rising as well.
True. I hear that. Yeah.
So that makes a difference. And then, part of that is because our personal resonance is rising as well. So,
yeah.
So tuning into that's a very key thing right now on the planet.
I think our body just needs to move.
Well, that's part of it. That's part of it too.
It just needs to move.
The needs of our body, the needs of our physiology.
It just needs to move.
Changing.
It doesn't have to be strenuous. It doesn't have to be any ritual. It just needs to move. Just move. As quick as you can as you get up. Just start moving, And that can be in your kitchen doing whatever, squats, push-ups, five push-ups, 10 squats, 5 jacks, whatever, to get yourself moving, just stretching, moving your arms, breathing, just wake it up. Just say, I'm here now, because the body needs to be present, and your energy is the thing that gives it that.
But that depends on your energy type.
Yeah, but you got to.
Because for me, it's important. Yeah. It's important when I first wake up to stay as close to theta brainwave as I can, because that's a very, very productive time for me personally.
Yeah, that's your meditation. But I'm talking about in the general, when you do wake up, it's just moving the body.
No, I'm not talking about meditation. This has nothing to do with meditation. It has to do with my own body rhythm with respect to my energy type.
But when do you walk? Don't you walk? Don't you walk?
Yeah, I do.
When do you walk?
But I don't walk when I first wake up in the morning.
Yeah, but
I usually wait about an hour and then I go for a walk.
But that's what I'm saying. You're walking. You're moving. That's moving.
But that's not first thing. That's not first thing in the day.
For me, that's for me. That's for me.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, that's just like for everybody. Some people have breakfast at 8 and some people have breakfast at 12. It's just, but you're feeding your body. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It doesn't mean, so all I'm saying, that's what
it's
I'm
very
in the process
for
of
me
the
personally
day.
to walk.
Absolutely. And that's what I mean by moving
but that's
the
not
body.
True for everybody.
No, I didn't. No, but moving the body is true for everybody. You got to find something that you find that you can be able to enjoy and be able to put into practice, at least a practice that you move the body, because energy needs to move. You need to move it out. This is why it's very important to move, to get that energy out of your body, to get that old energy out, whatever. And that's releasing stress, releasing all serotonin. It allows your endorphins to get really pumped up and feeling that, oh, I'm alive. Because usually people that suffer from depression and low energy, when you get to exercise, just a 10 minutes walk, it can take you out of that shift and put you in the right momentum, in the right mindset.
Some people, that's part of their knowing though. Like they can work with a client and they can know exactly what's right for them different times of the day. In order to be able to do that, you got to read your own. You got to be able to read your own energetics.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your wisdoms.
Yeah. To be able to have a body, knowing that you were pure light, dropped into a body form, is an absolute gift.
Yeah, isn't that something? Think of it that
And
way.
to see, yeah, and to see that, you know, as I'm stretching now and I can align my body and look at my feet and think, oh my God, I got feet. I can walk. The appreciation of that, you know, the real appreciation of being and living in a body. It is an absolute gift.
Yeah, and realize that the part of the assignment you've been given is to take that body and raise its frequency.
Oh, yeah.
Like intentionally raise the frequency of that body. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I can give a testimonial because last 2 weeks ago, I had a diagnosis and it was very serious. And actually told me that there's nothing I can do about it, literally. And I went, wow. Like I listened. And it was just like, if I don't do it like this, then that's it. Nothing's coming, you know, no solution. Yeah. I got off that call and I went, wow. And it was for a moment, you know, I sat with it. It was so discouraging that it was like, and also like that gripped me, fear gripped my heart. Like it just, every ounce of my body just went into a whole flight freeze. Like, wow. I'm doomed. I was actually told that I'm doomed. I went, whoa. And then I said to myself, whoa. I tried to figure out something out in my head. I could hear that, you know, immediately trying to figure it out. And I got, you know, yeah, I just had to go, okay. And then I said, okay, what can I do here that can just take me out of this and move me to where I want to be? And that was take a walk. So I got my my shoes on in that time, and I went for the walk. And as I'm walking, feeling still very quite disturbed about it, because it was like, whoa. I said to myself, yeah, what would I like now? What would I really like? Like, first, how I would like to feel, because I was feeling very discouraged. Yeah. And I said, I want to feel this feeling. I went to that feeling. And I said, oh. And as I'm walking and coming then back, that's funny, hey, going back home, walking back home, straight away, information was just coming to me. And I went, oh my God, yes. And then I started to go into that with confirmation in the end feeling of how I was and where I want to be. And then seeing it, feeling it, being it. And then my whole energy just changed like that, with so much love and healing. And then just 2 days ago, the results came. And there it was. And I honestly can tell you this, not even a trace.
Wow.
And the person said, wow. Like, what did you do? Like, what did you do? And I said, well, I literally went into the feeling of feeling good and and seeing myself healed. When you told me it wasn't possible. And that's my life story from the time I was born to the time I'm here. People have labeled me my whole life. And I had to work it through, and I had to work through knowing the truth, because they were not speaking truth to me. Even if they meant well, it was their opinion. It was their opinion about me. It wasn't truth. And that can go back from the time I literally came into this world.
So what was different this time, Nikki?
The difference was me allowing to know that experiencing, being there, I know how it felt and how I want to feel. And taking that obvious action to say, how do I want to feel? And then being in that feeling. Like literally be in that feeling. Like I am completely healed and did what a healed person would do, and not go out, not go under the covers and cover your head and cry all day. But I went literally into my heart, and allowing to know what is the action steps that a healthy person would do right now, that would want to feel. And that was just simple, just go for a walk. And that was all that it said, just go for a walk. And that's what I could do. I did it. And then it just, everything came in alignment, and I started to go, wow, that's interesting. And then just taking it from there. And then I made a few little twerks in now the decision making. And then information came not from Pascal giving me a fantastic documentary about food and about meat, but my sister also said the same documentary, not the same, but also another one about Game Changer. And then my other sister, when I got to talk to her, she said, oh, by the way, did you know that there's a documentary called The Game Changer? I go, yeah, I know. I watched it. She said, yes. Yes. I said, right. And that is nothing to label, because I'm not labeling myself ever again. I don't tell people that I don't do this and I don't eat. I just say, thank you very much. You know, my hairdresser and I had a laugh about it. She said, you know, if you don't drink, Nikki, you know what you can do? Now listen to this. This is a good one. I did laugh about this. I'll share this. So she know what you have to do when you're sitting at a table and everyone's drinking. I go, yeah, what? She said, take bubbles and just put a splash of cranberry juice. Now listen how innocent that was. But just listen how you got to feel belonging and accepting, because, oh, if you just drink water at a table, it's not accepted. In society, it's not accepted here. Every drug is not accepted, but alcohol is accepted. It's a drug. Alcohol kills people. It's a drug, okay? But beside that, we're sitting at the table and she's just splashed a bit of cranberry juice. And I said, isn't that funny that I have to splash cranberry juice to make sure that nobody thinks, oh, I'm not drinking at a table? Can you cope? That's how society has put you in such a box that if you do something just a little bit different, you're labeled as, oh, you don't drink, or you don't eat, you don't going to eat dessert now. Of course I eat dessert, but you know what I mean? So that's what my sister was giving me a tip. Oh, no, just take the cake and just put it on the side. You don't have to eat it. I said, no. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, there's so much pressure to conform and to not be unique.
Exactly, Craig. You said it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that I've always had to adjust my main personality to fit other people, because they couldn't feel comfortable. So what did I have to do? I had to work around it. And that came from a young age.
Yeah.
Work around it to make sure that everyone is happy, because if they're not happy, they're going to literally, like, you know, if I can say, withdraw their energy from me.
Yeah, that's when from having to be the strong one your whole life.
Yeah, and withdraw
Whatever
the energy.
you were in.
Especially my mother, she would withdraw her energy from me, and I could feel that.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I felt it from. My whole life was to make her happy. My whole life, and I realized the pattern that it gave me to this day. I was a pleaser because I felt I needed to make people happy. Because if I make them happy, they can accept me. But it's not my job to make you happy. It's your job to make you happy. And it's your job what you decide. So I'm not walking on eggshells here. I'm just here now. But with that withdrawal of energy, it's very painful as a child, because you don't feel like you belong. And you're surviving here because you know you need it. You need it. It's just your need. It's a human need.
Yeah, you're stuck in this family that's got this weird dependence on you.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's relying on that too, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's relying on that. So it was all food. It was all about food with her. Everything, every day, you know? So yeah, a bad relationship with food, bad relationship with just life in general, you know. So it didn't matter what you did, you could not make her happy. Only if she was in that state, in that mood, what she was doing, then you had to do it, and then she will be happy in that moment. But it was dysfunctional.
Yeah. Well, you realize she couldn't make herself happy.
She couldn't make herself happy. She hated herself. Hated herself. And as a young girl, And I speak from a girl point of view, a mother's image is everything, because that's what you see.
For a lot of people, that's why they have children.
Yeah,
Because they're
that's
not
maybe
happy.
true.
They're not happy. They can't make themselves happy. So they figure, oh, I'll have a kid. That'll make me happy.
Yeah,
It's all this trial and error stuff going on, eh?
yeah, yeah. Well, my concept of having a child was I felt in my heart that I knew that before I ever have a child, that I knew that I had to heal, that there was healing. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
the awareness, but then also to know that, like I said to Charles yesterday, I'm taking him to Puerto Rico on Saturday for a week break, right?
Mhm.
We have a week break here, his summer break. And so he's so smart because, Mom, I'm at the store and this and that, and I'm getting swimming trunks and I'm getting a couple of other T-shirts and blah, blah, blah. Because, I said, okay. He comes home and he shows me. He bought really well. And the fact that I can say that, giving him the capability of to say he's capable, he can make his own decisions, you know what I'm saying? And he's very wise with his decisions. Do you know what I mean? And that to me also feeds back to knowing that it's just a beautiful life that we can experience together. We're not telling or being, we're just allowing, because he's just an absolute genius. He's a genius. This boy is a genius. I'm telling you, it's like he's amazing.
Yes, he is.
He really is. He's amazing. Like, and like, he just like, yeah, got a good heart, and I'm very proud of that. And I don't even have doubt, because when I see his friends, amazing friends, and I tell him, you got really good choices with your friends here, smart friend, you got good friends. It's just lovely to invest and put into somebody, to tell them, even if they think they know it, that you can tell them, I'm proud of you, I'm really proud of you. And it's very promising, a good feeling. And he's looking forward to go on this trip with me. And that's beautiful, because he's 14. He ain't gonna be worrying about me anymore, maybe a couple of years, but right now. But you know what he says, Mom? You cool. You cool, Mom.
Wow, how did that happen?
I tell you, I said, hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes. So I like the fact that, it's a healthy relationship. And that's when you know that you've healed, and that you're not walking with the same wounds, and you're not walking with the same patterns, and you're not walking with what you went through, and now you got to carry it in your adulthood. No, it's changed. It's shifted. The energy, the timelines, everything's shifted. That he'll never have to concern himself. And then from there onwards, I know that my legacy for him and his children, it's a blessing. And make no mistake, healing is no joke. It takes a lot of work. It does take a lot of work. This is what we're doing now. But it feels so much more ease now, because I'm not here to bring anything than what I can bring to the table, because I'm unique. I am embracing that. I'm not
Really?
everybody else. Yeah, I am. No, I am. I am unique. I am. And so I always thought, like,
You don't have to convince me.
No, but I'm not. I'm just voicing out. I am unique, and I'm going to be me, and I'm going to follow through, and I'm going to know that when I can, I can, and when I can't, I can't. But I'm not going to hold back and think that I've got nothing to give, because I got a lot. There's a lot happening here in my life. And it feels good because the reflection of relationship that I am engaging is showing me who I am. Because I have got hope, I got encouragement, I got support, I got understanding, I got wisdom in my people, my friends. I have inner peace. I have so much love. When I leave this call, when I leave people that I have invested in my life, it fills me up. It fills me up. I can, yeah, it just fills me up. So there's no room anymore for negativity or toxic or this or that. If there's any misunderstanding, I'm very clear to open the floor and say, I'm here to listen. But there's no obstacle. There's no mental heaviness going on here that I've got to work it out. No, I've got nothing to work out. There's nothing to work out. Because I know what I'm engaging in is a reflection of who I am and what I'm in progress with and what I'm learning to go to the next, to the next, to the next, and saying yes.
Yeah, it is circle back around to the conformities and the generalities and the do this and fit into here and expectations and judgments and blame and all from people that are miserable themselves.
Oh, David.
Yeah, it's a totally different lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
It's pretty much a
Hurting
shock to the
people.
system
Yeah.
to be paying attention to yourself.
Yes. Yes. Yes, so true.
No, it's very
freeing.
difficult. It's very, we started from that perspective, but then we conformed because of those outside pressures. Because that was the way to be in the world, to be of the world from our past.
Yes, to be, that's right.
And
Informing their
uniquely-
ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uniquely different for every situation, every
Yeah.
family, every moment. But every one of us found something that we said worked the best and we kept playing it.
Oh God, here's the pattern. That's it.
And as adults, we still play it until we take a look at
Exactly.
it, until we examine it, until we believe that we can modify, change it, and it will then be better.
Yes, it. Yeah. Yes.
And it is uncomfortable to look at yourself, to pull back the layers, to explore what it is that you want, that you're feeling, and how it is.
To do something other than what you've been told.
That's right. Good way to look at it. But that's where we forget what we want. That's where the peace comes from. That's where the joy comes from. That's where the love comes from. It's only stepping through that. There's no way to avoid it.
But that's it.
And it takes others to do it with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
That's
doing
it.
it alone sucks.
Exactly.
It's slow.
And it's not as fun.
No.
That's because it's difficult to find other people that respect your uniqueness.
Yes. But that's what I said yesterday to myself. We were talking, there was just the aspect of your character, A lot of people are unfamiliar to the familiar. You know, the unfamiliar is can you be safe? The only people why they don't feel safe because they don't feel safe. The people that don't feel worthy, why do you have to feel worthy? Because you don't feel worthy. This is all about what you want. And it's that permission of giving what you want because you are worthy and you are safe. And there's nobody here that anymore can abuse you or take advantage of you or insult you or whatever. It's because you now is you are the main priority, you know, dominant of your life. You decide now. You decide. And that knowing that people feel, oh, can they have more money they can spend, or can they have this, can they have that? But it's your character, because if you get to that place, you still have to realize that the future is not better than the now, but also to know that you're not going to change, that you're still going to be Nikki. If I have less fat on my body, if I have more money I can spend, if I have the success in seeing myself where what I'm doing now and what I'm choosing to be, I'm still going to be Nikki.
Going to be more Nikki.
No, I'm going to be Nikki. Because now it cannot be more satisfying. It cannot be more satisfying.
Hi, Ali. Good evening.
Hey, Ali. Morning, Ali. Evening, Ali.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
How was your day?
Good. Had a good day. Glad
Yay.
it's over.
Yay, Ali.
I'm on holiday for a week now, so it's a good feeling.
Oh, yay.
Well, we're just talking about holidays.
Can't beat them.
What you got planned? You got any plan? Like any
No.
plan in a sense, just hanging out?
Yeah, just hanging out. We'll have a nice Sunday dinner for Easter. We'll do an Easter egg hunt with the kids. And yeah, just getting ready for my dad coming. My dad lands in a couple of days. So yeah, I need to get his bedroom sorted and his bed all organised for him. It's exciting.
Oh my God, that is exciting. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'm still fucking lucky. He's just left. He only left here in January and he's coming back already.
Yeah, you know, I got to tell you, that would be so cool if my father was still alive, you know, to think that that he could see how my life is now. Like he always, you know, or see my son, for example, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the loved ones that you think, you know, you could see me and see my son, and he would love where I'm living. And he would love to be, he would love to come watch Charles play soccer. I know that much. He'll be so like, oh, that would be his pride and joy. My dad loves sports, you know. Woo! My dad loves sports. He loves to watch sports. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to have nice food, you know. My dad always liked nice food. And,
yeah.
You know, my dad used to only eat my mother's food. He would not eat other people's food. Can you cope?
She must have been.
But you know what? She was, but it's because he also knew that was her way. That was his way to show her, you know, that
way to a man's heart through his stomach.
yeah. She loved that. She felt very proud when he used to come home and come eat your food and come sit, and you just had to praise her. Shame. Because that was her way of, you know, giving, you know. Yeah.
And providing for a family.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. Yeah. It's funny. It's when you get to really see the little cracks in between, you can fill it up and go, oh, yeah, that's right. Mm. Just read between the lines, you know, the innocence of what it was. It wasn't being ego, it was just innocent, you know. She needed that from my father, you know, because she couldn't give it to herself. You know, a lot of things speak into a person's life when you get later on and you start really looking at it and you go, wow, that's what life is. You're always looking outside for everybody's approval. It's the honest truth. You are, you know, because you're indecisive or you don't know if you're making the right decision. But then you know what? When you really get to the place where you say there's nothing that can ever go wrong, then just learn from it. And then you make your own decisions. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Don't you think?
Peace,
Yeah,
joy.
so much peace, joy, heart-centered.
Yeah. Totally.
And when there's chaos and struggles and stress and
Yeah.
situations that pop up, knowing, oh,
Mm,
wow, I have a choice. I can choose how to
mm,
respond to this.
mm.
Yeah.
Like you, that's it. You really do. It's like, hello, anyone home there? Like, wake up. You sleeping? Wake up.
And sometimes
I just-
finding out that a response isn't even required.
Mhm.
But that's also a response when you don't respond.
Well, exactly. That was a big one for me, realizing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. A lot can be let
I-
go of.
What do you want? What do you really want? It's a very simple but hard question. When you've got your whole life been told what you have to be, and then you ask that question to somebody, say, "What do you want?" And they sit and they go, what? What do you want?" And say, what? And I have it all day. So they and I know this feeling is when I heard it for the first time. What do you want? What do you want? Just because you love it? Like, can I have that? Really? You asking what I want? Yeah. What do you want? It's like blows me away still today. And I go, oh my God, I can remember the first time. What do you want? Now I know what I want just because I love it. Nothing personal. Just because I love it. I'm not overshining, undershining. Just want to be me.
It reveals how much people have thought about it.
You know,
It
I said I was
reveals
unique.
what their pattern is around it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But I just want to confirm something about when I said unique. We are all unique. We're actually all unique. We all have a different fingerprint. There's not another person like yourself. It's never going to be another person like you. And so we are all unique. And if we can embrace our own uniqueness in truly accepting the fact of who you are and why you're doing it, that's all that matters. You do not have to have a follower.
Tell a group of people they're geniuses.
Yeah, it's
You
very
get the same
difficult.
response.
Yeah. Because they still look at it as a negative narrative of thinking, oh yeah, right, you know.
Let's just create space for people to try it on. When we give them permission, when we open the question, when we create the statement, they can then ask themselves the question, am I
I love that, eh? I really, really love that. I really, really love that, eh? You know, when you meet somebody, sometimes not everybody in the sense of whatever relationship, doesn't mean that, you know, if I could put it like, they loved you from the first day. They didn't love you from the first day. They liked what they saw. They were attracted to what they saw. They saw something that they could like. But loving that person is it's basically a choice, and it's that time and space where you can give and learn to love, because that's basically what it is. Love is a choice. It's not a feeling. And so when we make the space for other people to really give themselves and show themselves, and you can love the imperfectness and all their flaws and still love them, that's learning to love. That's the love, that's the love walk. Because one minute they can love you and the next day they don't love you. That's not love. And if you don't do that, I don't love you. So we use love in a very broad aspect of abusive. It's very abusive. And they also hurt you in the name of love. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's very confusing also. So when you know that love is a choice, not a feeling, and the longer you give that person the space, that's when you can really get into their heart and then go, oh, yeah. We are in the love walk here. We're walking it together in love, being in love, knowing love, because love is also action. It's a verb. So that when you really mess up or you do something that is big mistake, because we do that, we make big mistakes, and that person can come up and say, you know what, I really fucked up. Please forgive me. Then you know where your maturity is in the walk of love, the love walk, when you can forgive that person. Because that opens everything for that person. There's nothing more amazing than when you know you have messed up and you come to the person and you say, I have messed up. I am so sorry. I am truly sorry. And you just forgive them instantly. Boom. That's love. Because they learn from that. And they learn to be better. They learn to be better because I'm around people that are making me be better. I want to be around people that make me better. Because I am not perfect. There's no such thing. So when I do mess up and when I do make mistakes or whatever, I can know that I know that that person is going to allow me to take responsibility, give me the time, and come around and say, okay, because that is learning. Because how do you learn if you don't make mistakes? How do you learn if you don't fail? How do you learn? How do you learn?
What happens when you realize that there's no such thing as a mistake or a fail or a mess up?
Yes, that is true. And we know that now, but we're talking just in the understanding of experiences. Because once upon a time, I didn't think that. I didn't have that. I had a belief that that's a failure. and that's it.
Mm.
Just I had a diagnosis last week. I was doomed. I could also say, okay, is that a denial? Is that just like me just making it up? No, it was very real. But I took a belief that I turn it around to my advantage because I have the power now. I have the authority. It's a belief.
Such a subtle perspective shift that makes all the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
And it's love doesn't judge.
Yeah. And it doesn't compare either.
Yet,
Doesn't make comparison.
yeah. And our understanding of the word has been mutilated since we could ever
Remember.
understand it, see
Oh.
it. I mean, because we saw it, we felt it, we observed it in our families and our structures differently, every one of us.
Mm.
And then that is how we learned it. And in all reality, everything that we learned is from either having it and not having it.
Yeah, and breaking the pattern.
Yep.
People believe that it was good to hit your child. It's good discipline. Oh, I was hit, so hey, I hit my child now. It was what I went through. Nothing went, oh, look at me. Oh, look at me. No.
Yep.
No, it's not right. It's not right to hit on anybody.
They're good.
And that's a belief. It's a belief that people carry from generation to generation. It's not right.
It is quite, it's quite interesting, Nikki, when at some point we say, I am right. And then other times we say, I don't ever know.
Yeah. Well, I would take it
It's,
in an innocence
like-
now, because what was ignorant of knowing that that was a belief that I grew up with, because that was ignorant. It experienced it from his and from their family, from their parents, generation back.
Mhm.
I don't know how many years back, but what I do know, it was definitely done to my father. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Brutal,
Yeah.
brutal. He was whipped with a shambok. You know what a shambok is? Huh. That's serious. Punished severely. And I found that out at 12 years old. So I knew what was happening around me, but I still was under that belief that I had to tolerate it because there was no escape.
We didn't know anything else.
Yeah. Right.
We only knew that, and it turned out good for us, right?
Right.
So we thought, until we looked at it another way. That's structure.
Exactly. Exactly.
Same thing why they question, like, well, what do you want? It's like, well,
Yeah.
this society, the generational structures said, well, you can't have what you want, you've got to do this. And we see it, like nobody wanted to work, right? I mean, even though they worked hard, my family, no one was happy with
mine
it.
too.
Who wants
Mine
that?
too. Yeah, who wants that? Yeah.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, yeah.
Structure.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with the familiar. You got to, and that's why, just in general, the character, it takes a lot of character to build first, because when you do get to a place that you know that it's not going to change you, you're still going to be who you are and who you've always been. You're not more or less. Like right now, you're not more or less. You're just who you are in this time.
Yeah. The cloud of possibilities from the past and in the future.
Mm.
And at every moment they come together into one, and we can choose which probabilities we want to put in front of us.
Mm.
Which probabilities do we want to attract?
Mm.
Which probabilities do we want to journey into?
Yeah.
And when we realize they have really nothing to do with yesterday,
Mm.
I mean, she's thinking
But you know
if you're,
what? That's it. Oh my God, it's good. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, potential is all forward.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean, it's like you think if you were a shooting star or a comet, it's like, are you looking
Mm.
backwards?
Oh.
Rear view mirror, huh, Pascal?
Yeah. It's just beautiful to be able to know that when you can experience it in this now moment with somebody that you are working with, you're co-creating with, and it's just like cannot get any better than this. It's so much fun, so much laughter, so much fulfillment, so much joy. And in the same time, you know, being who you are and what you're choosing and how you want to be. And it's like nothing can stop that. It's just a flow. This is when you realize, oh my God, this is a reflection of who I am. Because people in your life are reflecting who you are, who you're engaging with, who you're working with, who everything. It's who you are. It's your energy. It's just showing who you are and where you have to be, where you need to go. It has nothing to do with the other person anymore. It's you. You. Everything is you. You look out there, it's reflecting who you are, how you see the world, how you see yourself, how you see others. It's you. That's the hard pill to swallow, because we're very easy to blame others. We're very easy to say your behavior, blue, 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 but look at you. Look at you. That's why if it's not constructive and it's not adding on to somebody's life, it's pointless. You're wasting energy. It's pointless. Nothing good's coming from it. So that's where the intentions, where you go and realize what's your intentions here. Is it to break somebody or uplift them? Is it speak down to them or raise them up? To be accountable. To say, I got your back. You can do this. Maybe it wasn't successful today, but tomorrow's another day. And that's how we have to, not have to, but we get to choose that with the people in our lives. Otherwise, you got to let them go. That's simple. Because people are energy. They're either contagious and they're good for you, or they're not. That's simple.
we're so uncomfortable in the moment of now.
It's very. But that's the tension. That's where it's good,
That's right.
because resolution
sit it.
comes from that.
That's
You
right.
don't
That's,
walk away. You stay in the tension.
Mhm.
You stay uncomfortable. You go into your heart. You go into innocence. And say, how would I then look at it now? From innocence point, not from the ego. Not that I told you, you need to do this now because I told you, and you should have done that because I told you. That's ego. A real leader tells you, shows you, doesn't tell you, it shows you by their behavior, by their words. When they give you the time. Because not everybody knows. Not everybody knows till you know. But how would you know if you don't get the opportunity? People want resumes. People want certificates. They want to show me what, yeah. How do you know if you don't give me a chance? Give up too quickly. But if you're lost and you give that person the space and you say, it's okay, I understand, don't really understand, but okay. Then you see something grow, just like Carl's baby. It's growing in an environment that can just expand, and because it's just flourishing and it's just being a baby. Sometimes you just got to be also just innocent, in this, I see you and I know what you need before you even need it.
Creating genius.
Embracing it, I think it's also like, creating, embracing it, being it, already. We don't get what we want because we don't feel that we deserve it, or it's not familiar. It's for other people. But when people come around in an environment like this, their vibration rises, their perspective rises, their mind shifts rises. They leave the core different. It's because this is what we're creating. The unfamiliar to the familiar. And that goes with everything in life.
Yes, and
Beautiful thing, that hair. You just need one yes. That's all you need. You don't need any more. Just one yes. You can have many no's, multiple no's, but one yes, that's all you need. So powerful. That to me is so powerful. It's like I will, just one yes. One yes.
puts the focus on the yes and away from the no's.
Oh, now you're talking. Now we're talking. No, you're really talking, like, seriously. Like, I feel that so, and that's my enthusiasm my whole life, is that I am always innocent, and I've never allowed myself to bring it out in a way of thinking, fuck yeah, man, this is what it is. I can get excited just making bread. I can get so excited, and my people around me go, what the hell, Nikki? It's just bread. Yes, I know, but it's so fucking exciting, don't you think? Yeah. When I was on a retreat, we were doing so many wonderful things together, and it was just blowing my mind. I was so excited. And they used to look at me and think, oh my God, like, it's just bread, Nikki. Yeah, but it's sourdough bread. It's my favorite. And it's getting made in front of me in such a way that I can learn, and I can go, wow, look at the yeast that's rising, and how he's taking it with his hands, and he's doing it with his hands. And he said, this is what he does overnight, and this is what he's doing now. And he took it step by step, and then we put it in the oven, and I made my own sort of shape. Get what shape I made? Oh, that's a trick now question. Come on, guys. Let's go. Come on. What shape did I make my sourdough bread? So it's usually oval. Everyone was trying to make an oval and a round. What shape did I make? Just for fun, just humor me.
Square.
No, Jesse. It's a no. Pascal, what shape? What shape? What shape, Pascal? Craig, what shape do you think I made my bread? Sourdough
It's a
bread.
circle.
Triangle.
Triangle? No. What did you say, Pascal?
Oh, come
A
on.
circle.
No. Almost there, but no.
An oval.
Oh, it's a heart.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes,
Oh.
I made a heart. I made a heart. And the guy that, that makes it, he's been making this for years. He's a master in this, because it's these hot ovens, hot ovens. And so he said, just do your oval, do your circle, whatever shape. And I decided, no, I'm doing a heart. And then everyone looked at me and said, okay, are you losing your marbles? I said, no, this is a heart shape. This is heart. Yours is a round, yours is a whatever oval. So they were all doing round and oval. And when mine came out, I was so excited when that bread came out. Oh my God. But everyone looked at me, but they find humor in that, but it was uncomfortable for them. Because they make comments like, oh my God, you don't have to get that excited. I said, yeah, I do. I actually do. I'm very excited. You follow what I mean? So I realized back where it came from, when I was very open and came maybe in my own understanding of enthusiasm and excitement, where it wasn't received very well as a child. It had to be suppressed. You follow? Because it was too much. They didn't know how to handle it. Right? And so that made me, I don't know, just not allowed. Just not allowed. That's what I was told my whole life. Not allowed. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. And so that retreat was a very mind-opening, because eye-opening, because I really could feel that childlike excitement, and the things that we were doing, and I'm doing everything I love, and and just amazing, And then I tapped into that, and that made a real big shift in my life in 2020. Big shift. Then I felt it as an adult, I go, wow, this is what I want to feel. This is what I want to feel. I get excited just eating my meals every day. I look forward to, yeah. So I'm bringing that excitement back. I'm bringing that enthusiasm back, because I witnessed it yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday. there's people there that can nurture you in a way that you walk away from them and you go, oh my God, that's what I want. That's what I choose for. There's no words. There's just no words. Like literally feeds your soul. And I say,
We're
can you be that
conditioned.
happy? Yeah, I was so happy. I was so happy and so fulfilled. And I asked her, I said, do I nurture you the way you nurture me? Because my God, it's just over. Sometimes I want to explode. Like I was sitting there and I realized this build up emotions came up and I was just feeling so loved. And it was this love that just overwhelmed me. And I was like, I could have got emotional, and I just breathed. I just, no, don't. I mean, she won't mind. She knows me for the last 15 years. It's not a big deal, but I just, no, just sit with it. Just sit with it, experience it, feel it, and just enjoy it. And, oh. And even like yesterday, there was something that had to be done to certain things of banks and all what we have to work on. And I just I posted, I sent her a message and just to confirm something, and he's like immediately pulls me back and just wants to make sure that it went through and is it okay, and I just want to see if everything's okay, and everything's cool. She said, okay, that's cool. And it was like, okay, and it was like, you know what I mean? It was like, yeah. She was like really concerned and interested in knowing that did it go through and is it good? Just checking. I said, no, check, it's all good. Money was deposited.
Yeah, we all have days that we choose either grateful and excited and embrace it, or resist it, fight it, angry with it. That's the beauty of the time and space that we all share.
Thank you for listening, thank you for everyone, because I think when you really express this, it's a confirmation, it's just a confirmation, and you wouldn't know if you don't verbalize it. And there's nothing more, I think, special and powerful is when you get to confirm your learnings and your experiences with others, because it's just a confirm that you need to confirm. It's not so much for the person that's listening. It's more for you to learn, to know that. That's why I love the fact that in coaching, we don't tell people. We just show them by perspective and giving them options and accountability. Did you follow through it?
People need to speak. They need to get it out. They need to be able to be free to say it. That's when we were a child. When we were a child, that was how we expressed what was going on in the inside, is that we would say it outside and try it on and work with it. And when that was judged, when it was
definitely not
punished.
Oh my God.
We took it inside, and that's when we became the common denominator with all the problems.
Oh, like what's wrong with me?
Yep. not worthy, it's not enough,
Oh,
not good enough, all those
yeah.
things that we were the
Oh,
common denominator in those
yeah.
situations. And we
Yeah.
never remember the ones where we were enough, where it was good
Yeah.
enough, where it,
Love that. It's just so eye-opening, right? I know this is from the problem orientation to the creative orientation. This is what I read this morning. I wrote down. If you focus on love, take care of everything else. Honestly and truly, you may have some kind of bad behavior in your life, and you keep focusing on trying to break. If you just focus on loving God and loving people, it won't be. If you just focus, I'm going to repeat that. If you just focus on loving God and loving people, it won't be. And I wrote it 3 times, long enough, and won't even know where those bad habits went to. Yeah, yeah, long. Yeah, I wrote this very scribbly, so just bear with me. Long, and you won't even know where those bad habits went to. Too often we focus on trying to fix something that's wrong instead of trying to do something that's right. Too often, yeah, we're trying to focus on fixing something that's wrong rather than just doing something that's right. So if you focus on doing the right thing, the wrong thing will have no room to operate in your life. But if you spend all your time trying to deal with the wrong thing, you never get around doing the right thing. I am so grateful that I can declare and decree that I am looking to do what is the right thing, in the sense of not looking what is wrong, because there's no such thing. I understand that. But to be able to say this today has changed everything for me. This is change. This is real change. That there was never, ever, ever, ever anything wrong with me. And energetically, I carried that stigma that I gotta fix this. And I was a fix mode and I was fixing everything and I had to fix everyone. Oh, so much, so much energy, so much time I put into that. And I said, my God, oh my God, please, please. And now that it's just nothing to fix, absolutely nothing to fix.
no.
I mean, if you hear these words, what I'm saying, it's not even, it's just beyond me. It's just finally, I can be peace with and relax and know there's obligations, know there's responsibilities, know that what I have to do and be, but just always to have that, what's wrong? Like, I got yeah. Mm.
Anything else this morning?
Well, yeah, I got to say thank you. You know, thank you for the space. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for listening, because, you know, it's not so much what others need to know, it's what you need to know. And I think that's really what's important, is when you know. And when you can share, you're sharing from experiences that you just would like to share because you care. Because I think everyone in the end of the day does care in this call, and whoever comes into this call, we're all caring. We're all trying to do our best, you know, and learning together. And I think for me to be able to grow and learn, it's my passion. I know what my passion is now. And now I can really open that up into living it, experiencing it, and experience it with myself first, but then also to experience with others, because man, it's so much fun. It's just, you know, you have to come to the place where you go, how long does it have to take you to really receive something that you've always wanted? How long does it really, you know, I got it. Thank God that I can receive it today. And I receive it. I don't need to look for it any further.
Seed needs space, needs soil, needs water.
And I have watered it because the like of something and the love of something, the like, you just pluck it out. You just take. But when you love something, you nurture it, you water it, you make sure the soil's good. That's when you know you love somebody. That's when you know that you're investing in somebody, you watering, you nurturing, you giving, you're just giving of yourself. That's love. Because I think people don't really know what love is. It's very, you know, but when you can really nurture and be present with somebody in giving them your time and investing in them and saying, you know, that's love. That's when you show love. You're not telling, because you can tell somebody they love you. People can tell you, I love you, but they can be wasting your time because they're not in it, it's not showing it, and they're not showing it by their actions. Nothing's changed. So it's just convenient because people are only for themselves. They're only thinking of their own needs to be met. Yeah, so it's brought a lot of understanding to me. And there is people in my life that have really, I can say I have people in my life 15, 17, 20 years, eh? I have clients they've been coming to me for the last 17, 16 years, you know? So you look at what that's the thing, when you only look at what is wrong and you don't look what's right. There's a lot of rights happening around me, man. A lot of right things are happening, and I got to give thanks today and appreciation for that. And it's not about how many years that person's with you. Sometimes people can walk into your life for a season and can change everything for you. And then you go, oh, I went through this whole journey in Yakuza. But it was that point of time, because that is your building of character. You can now come to the unfamiliar, to the familiar, in receiving what people are giving, because you built enough character. And God can only give you that he can know that you are ready for. Otherwise, he's not a good father, and he's not a good Lord, and he's not a good God, and he's not a good for anything. Then you know. So nothing's in vain now. Now I know everything's going to be worth it. Everything's going to be worth it, because my decision making, what I struggled before, yeah, I can say it's nothing personal. And I can know people for a long time that had a lot of friction with me, regardless of whatever it was. Could be jealousy, could be, just not like, or whatever. I noticed that person, not overnight, but in the years of knowing, for the last 17 years that I've been here, has a conversation with me that is absolutely, completely open and honest. Because being consistent and allowing me to follow through, knowing that not everybody accepted it or like it, but through being and continue being, they saw the truth, and now the truth has set them free, and now they can come to me and they can sit at a table with me and say, thank you for coming to my party. And not only coming to my party, but talking about his father that is 85 or 6 or 7. I don't know how old again, but late. And he says, Nikki, it's amazing, because his father was an alcoholic. His father was a drug, a lot of drugs. And his parents got divorced, and he had a really, really bad, but he had to find his way. And in the end of the day, you realize that this guy has a heart, man. He has a heart. It's in the right place. It's never trying to be difficult or whatever. It was just, we clashed big time, every time. It was just, and then I realized that he's open enough to speak about his father to me. He's open enough to share the joy and his insights, and I go, wow, look at this. So it was something also in me that had to change, because energetically, I did send him love, and I did send him birthday wishes when he didn't wish me. And I did send his wife birthday wishes when she didn't send me. And I did congratulate them when he didn't congratulate me, and did not invite me to certain things where I kept inviting him. And that's not putting poles in front of swine. That was saying, if I'm going to do the love walk, I've got to do it with knowing that there's going to be resistance, because not everybody has a heart like mine. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Because it takes somebody that knows God's love for myself. And when I didn't know, I had other people in my life that were there for me when my behavior wasn't proper, and they stood by me. And now that I realize that I only needed one person to stand by me, and he's always stood by me. And that's enough for me now to say yes. Yes. Because he forgave me when I wasn't really much to be forgiven, right? And that's the love. That's the love that I understand now, what my mother taught me. That's what I searched for. That's what now I know. And so for me to be in my heart and to go into true innocence and to get excited about my life, to where I am, to where I'm going, I have it already. I'm living the life I love. I'm living with people that love me, that I love them. And that's also strangers that I meet. I do not have to have them in my life to love them. I am love. I love. And nobody can take that away from me anymore. Nobody can tell me I'm not loved. It's coming back to spirit. And this is years. This is not just few months, weeks. This is years. But I understand that I had to go through what I had to go through to build the character to stand and to do what I need to do in how I want to do it. And that's through the love that I have for people. And it's beautiful to be able to say that today, because that's my truth. That's a core of my heart. That's every breath that I'm taking now. That's every cell in my body that's saying, that's everything that I'm standing on and being and knowing doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. It's what I'm going to do today that matters. And how I show up for myself and how I show up for others. And that's it. What a better place and to be able to say it today, that I have only respect and admire and adore and appreciation for this space in this time, having you and Pascal on the call. It's amazing. And again, and again, and again, it shows me I stand on the shoulders of giants, because that's where I am. That's who I have always been. That's where I've always gone and it's been inspired to know what can encourage me, what can motivate me, what can add on to me. And even somebody just suggest and think of me and saying, yeah, this is what I'm thinking. And I go, oh, really? That's what you're thinking? Oh, yeah. And just that thought spiked something in me, or sparked something in me that I can make a difference in my change. And now I decided that's what I'm doing. And now I even feel better about myself because I'm feeling better because I got the results. That's why I never despise just the fact that when you think about somebody, you're thinking about them, you should be praying about them. That's when you should give a prayer or reach out to them, because you never know what an impact and inspiration that was. And I thank you, Pascal, for that documentary. I mean, it's just mind-blowing, man. No information is bad information if it's for you. And it's just like, yes. And I'm not labeling myself because I'm not going to even voice it out, what I'm going to eat, what I'm choosing to eat. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just making small adjustments to know what is good for me right now. And that's what's good for me. And it just had to be coming through Pascal and coming through my sisters. Because who would have known? And I'm in the bath with Epsom salts and watching the movie. And I think, oh, Pascal, you got to know about this. I tell Pascal, hey, Pascal, have you seen the life change? Life change, what is it called again? I don't know now. The change, something. I can't even remember the name now. It will come to me. But when I had that thought, I immediately sent it to him. And then he said, no, I've seen it. I've seen that movie. But thanks for the reminder. I'll check it out again.
The Game Changer.
Yeah, Game Changer. The Game Changer. Thank you, Pascal. So then I go, oh, that's interesting. And then my sister, tells me about this. And then I send the documentary that Pastor gave me. I send it to my sister because she's very, very interested in all this. And she said, whoa. I said, now, isn't that kind of a coincidence that I get from two people, but the same message in 1 week? Now, if you don't wake up on that, then I don't know. And then I said, that's it. Confirmation's done. I'm going for it, baby. I'm going for it, because it doesn't just come just for for just a passing by. This was for me to receive information that can really benefit my body because I gotta just tell you, man, I love being healthy. Okay. I just love it. And I'm just love it. So for me to receive that was a pure gift. Now I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I made all my food already this morning. My food's all made. Yeah. And I made some delicious food here. Trust me on this one. Even if it's just vegetables and all the yummy things that go with it. You follow? It's good, no?
Yes, it is.
So good. Yeah. Very grateful that I can take away what I need and let go of what I don't need.
Mm.
I'm just so grateful for that. I'm really grateful. Yeah. So thank you for reminding me again, because it's just going to get better from here onwards. Because I can't look back. I can't go back. I know too much. I've been through too much. And that's the joy. That's the joy. Finally, that's the joy. And it's never going to be easy. It's not. It's just not. And I guess we don't even want it to be easy. I think we want a little bit of a challenge. Who doesn't like a challenge? Who doesn't like a challenge? Come on, I like a challenge. I do.
Right.
I don't like chasing it, but I do like it.
Yeah.
The game changer.
Yeah, there's two things in that, I think. Is one, suffering will be the last thing that we're give up.
Thank God.
And
Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Yeah, I had enough stuff. That's, yeah.
when we do realize that that's not what we have to hold on to,
Yeah.
then our genius can shine, and that's a world that I look forward to.
Oh my God. Me too. Really, me too, because we're all carrying so much wounds. Wounds that
So
unconsciously we don't even know why and then other people see it and you go, oh my God, it's like, oh. And then you go this whole within journey of discovering and letting go and, oh. And so, yeah, I really feel that sometimes you go through many things of courses and things like that and you go, what was I in a scam? Was I just going for it because it was a money-making marketing kind of strategy? What the heck? Because it doesn't stop. But then I realized I get to stop it now. I just get to stop it. That's it. I just stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just stopped. Stop. Detach. No more. No more. Because it's just confirming that you need something that you haven't got, that you have to be. No, just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that, yeah. Because whatever's meant to be in your life will stay, or it'll come back. Because sometimes you do have to give the space to let somebody or something work its way out. But if it's really meant for you, it will come back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, it does. Differently, better, different flavor. Is listening to the signs, listening for it, following through, taking the action, sitting in the tension. That's how things are
Just
created.
like you're doing now, Jesse, you're glowing because the sun is on you. You're radiant and glowing. You sunshine,
coming
Jenny. You sunshine, Jenny. Jenny. Jesse. I'm calling you Jenny. Jesse.
A compliment too.
To my friend.
That's right.
Yeah, I call her sunshine because she looks always like so bright and beautiful.
Florida sunshine.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
you. It was just a lovely confirmation of what I've been through and what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing. And yeah, it's not always interesting for others, but I think for what you've given to me today is just a confirmation that there is good. And it doesn't always have to, it's just a reminder.
Yeah.
That it's a reminder.
I'm loving to listen and listen to myself, listening to speakers, listening to what's between the lines. And it's just, it's a fun practice to sense the resistance, to sense what's there, what's the information.
Yeah, it's curiosity, It's just curiosity, right?
Yeah.
It's curious. It's just curious. Like, why can't we be curious about things? Just be curious. Why do we have to hold a grudge? Just be curious. Open it up.
We're not good listeners as an
I
overall.
know much. Yeah, I know that much.
There's a whole lot in it when you start paying attention to it. Man, people just want to be heard.
I think also there were, you want to know that you learning and it's progress. Because it's so hard sometimes. It's so hard. You're so hard on yourself too, And you can dig yourself a grave if you're not careful. You can think, what's the use, when you receive very bad news, or you feel that you made a decision and you invested and maybe it was just didn't work out. You have to ask yourself, like, what is all this, And then there's things
preparing for something that's coming.
Yeah, I talked to a client yesterday and it was so like, what was that? What's that about? She's, I'm just waiting for the next disaster to happen now, Nikki. I'm just waiting for the next disaster to happen. I said, okay. And I thought, wow, it's going to happen because that's what's basically you asking.
Yep.
And it's very frightening to witness that, and you just got to like understand that, wow. So I said, before you make any assumptions, then I think you need to just quiet down. I didn't say what you had to do. I just said suggestions, gave a few suggestions, just a few. Just wait just wait a little longer for any sort of major decisions. Yeah, because it's emotional, very emotional now. You don't want really regrets, right? So calm down, because when I say calm down, meaning just wait on any kind of major decisions that people do, because you do have regrets, eh? Does that make sense? You know what I mean by that?
Yeah. It was sitting in the skill of sitting in the silence and the I don't know and the orientation. It's we will create what we focused on.
Yeah, I used to phone my dad up when I was an adult. I'm an adult, like out of home. I finally took a while. He didn't want me to go, but finally I made my way out, and I used to phone him at work and go, "Hi, Dad," and he said, "What's wrong?" It was the first
Yeah.
thing he said. "What's the problem? What do you
Mhm.
need?" I said, "Daddy, I don't need anything, and there's no problem. I just called to say I love you, and I'm just thinking of you." And he kept quiet, didn't say anything after that, and go, "Oh, okay." "What's the problem? What do you need? What did you do? You in trouble?"
How do I fix it?
How do you fix? Oh, my dad was a fixer. Oh my God. And I took
See?
that upon I was a fixer too, big
Mhm.
time. Thought I had to fix. But that's also when it came to feeling not worthy. I had to always fix everyone and make everyone happy for me to receive. That I could get
Yep.
what I want. I couldn't just go for what I wanted. And it's changed. And that's a really big change for me, because it's still the unfamiliar to the familiar. I've still got to go, yeah. And that's this morning. I just made that decision. I can go for what I want, and I can have what I want.
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's a good reminder.
It's a beautiful reminder. It gives everything, it just gives spark to everything. Everything starts looking different again. You look at people that you had so many friction or some sort of, there's people that's argumentative. They just come with just
No.
trying to trigger and argue, and everything's an argue. Everything's a question. Everything's a, debate. And then you go, really, do you want to go there? Do you really want to go there? Is this really the right time to do this now? I mean, honestly, and that's what I said the other day, like, honestly, is this the right time to do it now? Do you really have to feel that you have to do this? And they looked and they went, "Oh no." I said, "Okay, cool. Can we just get to what we need to do and finish the project?" And they came around.
It'll change everything.
It really does. And even like for years, there was this person, and it's like, and I could see that the appreciation that I was there at his party, and I really was celebrating. I really was celebrating when we were wishing happy birthday, singing happy birthday. I was clapping. I was the only one clapping, but I felt I had to clap my hands. And he looked at me, and I felt that acknowledgement of saying thank you. And he came and actually said, "Thank you for coming. You made my party." Even if I didn't drink and eat the cake. He still said, "You made my day." Oh, it's so funny. And that's yeah, that makes it all worth it.
Yes, it does. All right, guys. Well, thank you.
Thank you. You made it all worth it. Thank you. Blessings. Bye,
You made it all
Pascal.
worth it for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have a
really
great day,
cool.
you guys.
Very cool. Thanks, Pascal. Bye. He's not saying bye. No, he's not saying bye. Okay. Cheers.
Bye. Bye, Nadine. Bye, Pascal.